Hello, I'm Ken Sisk, and welcome back to Wood, Stone, and Steel. At one time, there were many blacksmiths in the world, but what was once done by hammer and anvil is now done by machines. For some, it may come as a surprise that there are still blacksmiths working today. They are often called upon to repair historic work. However, they can create original ironworks. In this video, you will meet one of the few blacksmiths left. His name is Bob Garlick. He can create items as small as a custom nail all the way to forging a custom grand iron gate. He also made this special copper and steel rose that I bought for my wife, and she absolutely loves it. Stay tuned to find out how you could purchase one of these for your special someone. So how many pieces do you have to make up again with the scrolls?
I've got to make 20 for this section I'm working on.
So 20 of these large scroll pieces. That seems like a lot of man hours to be able to put that together.
It is, yeah. Just going to use that as my template for starting off.
It's mesmerizing.
I could stand and watch this all day. It's Does that stop it scaling up, that, Bob? The cleaning off the surface stuff, yeah? Otherwise you'd bash that back into the surface.
Yeah, if you leave scale on and it gets too mucky, you can't clean your material off, and it ends up with a very horrible finish. It's better to stay on top of it while you're working it.
Yeah, no one ever explained that to me. You putting that together where you're actually scaling it off as you're malleating the piece.
Yeah, if you leave it too long, it sort of embeds itself and gets a really good key in the metal. It's very hard to get off then, you struggle.
Right, you'll be grinding it off forever.
Yeah, so you need to sort of take 90% of it off while you're working, really. Right, I'm just going to scroll it up now.
Great template, right?
I absolutely love the tools. Look at that. That's like Mad Max jig. To me, the creativity in just how you use the surfaces and the hammer is mind-blowing, because you're like constantly sort of like tweaking and checking and tweaking and checking and using a different bit, and I can't imagine everyone's the same. It's not the same process. It's kind of they're all micro differences. And
right, you got the base template and everything's be very close to it.
Getting to it kind of tweaks every time,
yeah.
I think, or it seems anyway. I love watching it because it's, yeah, like you say, it's mesmerizing.
And you have a limited time in order to make everything bend.
He's got fireproof sleeves, luckily, Bob. So,
and shoes. Wow.
Right, I'm just going to finish the tail end of the scroll off now. Then that'll be done. There you go.
Beautiful.
Such a satisfying curve, that, isn't it?
Yeah.
Lovely.
So this is, it will end up, it's a small one, it's for that one there. It's the same,
Right.
same as that, but it'll be fire welded lower down on this bar.
All right, so you're going to use the fire welding process to take that piece, it's a scroll piece, onto a straight bar piece. What is fire weld?
Basically, it's like just getting the very ends of your, where you need it welding, up to a sort of semi-molten temperature. And then you put them together, and then you just gently work them into each other with the hammer. A little bit like squashing plasticine together.
Okay.
If you get it too hot, it'll be ruined.
Really?
Yes.
So it's almost like two pieces of clay and you're able to mold it and then it'll stick?
Yeah, and also it's a little bit, if you got two pieces of plastic and you roll them together, if you roll it too much, it becomes thin in the middle where you're rolling. And it's the same when you, with this, if you hit it too many times with the hammer, where you work,
It'll start to thin out and get wider.
you lose your section, yeah.
Right.
Section ends up looking thinner and wrong. So you've only got a limited amount of time you can work on it.
But is it as strong as like other welds?
Yes, I think so, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
But was that the same process they would have used prior? Say if this was from the 1880s or something.
That was all they had.
That's all they had, right?
Yeah, it was either that or peg or rivet it.
Rivet, I gotcha. So mechanical fastener versus welding.
Yeah.
Okay.
Quite high stakes when you've just spent that much time doing one component and the same amount of time doing another component, and then you've got to get them both to the right temperature at the same time to get them together. It's where the skill comes in, I guess, and the experience.
It could soon go wrong, yeah.
I imagine there's more messed up at the beginning of the learning process, is there?
There were when I started, yeah, like now I'll pay attention.
Yeah.
So that was that piece, and that'll end somewhere around here, or?
Yeah, you can just sort of see, you can see the end of the scarf there. Let me find a better one to show you.
Okay.
There you go.
The scarf. So we have this piece here,
Yeah.
and then we have this piece here.
Yeah.
They meet up here,
Yes.
and then you'll have another piece here. So
Right.
3 separate pieces, and they'll all meet here.
3 separate pieces, but also 2 welds.
Right. The weld 1 to 1, and then the 2 to the 1.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
Plus you've got to make your components the right length, so that everything, when you curl it all up back up after the weld, it ends up in the right place.
Right. Ends up in the right template piece, and everything's pretty much identical. It is identical. I only say pretty much. It is identical.
It's close enough for exterior work.
Right.
Yeah.
Rough enough for a country spot,
Yeah.
as my dad would say.
Oh yeah.
Oh, so now, how long have you been being a blacksmith?
20 years now.
20 years.
Yeah.
And
I've been
it's
working with steel 40.
40 years working with steel.
Yeah. Since I left school. Well, before I left school, really.
And then what brought you into this, we'll call it bespoke type of metalwork?
I always toyed about with it, and I always toyed about with making copper roses and ram's heads before I took up blacksmithing. So I'd already got a keen interest, and then I took a job at a restorations firm as a welder. And when I took some of the samples of my work, and they had a blacksmith that had left, and says, "Are you interested in trying this out?" I says, "Yeah, I'll give it a go." And they're like, I really took to it like a duck to water.
Oh, okay.
You know, and that were it. I were away then. And I was.
In fact, we have one of those samples of, I guess, one of the flowers that you're actually putting together.
Yeah, yeah,
So now this is copper.
yeah. The top's copper. The stem will be steel that's been a beeswax finish on it.
That's a really unique. How long would something like this take to make? I mean, it's multiple layers. 1, 2,
Yeah.
3, 4, 5. A lot of components.
5 hours.
5 hours. Oh my
There's
lord.
a lot in it, because well, the stem's like got to go under the power hammer first to
Right.
get that bulb underneath, and draw your material out, fold your knot, Plus you've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different types of petal.
That's really beautiful.
Yeah.
Really unique. You still make these?
Yeah, occasionally, yeah.
I'm sure there'll be some people out there that would want to buy these. Hey, just to let you know, I wound up buying that rose from Bob, and my wife absolutely loves it. Bob has agreed to make a limited run of this beautiful copper and steel rose. If you are interested, go to woodstoneandsteel.org to find out more. All right, guys, how did the both of you meet?
Well, I can't quite remember. Do you think it was, we got put in touch somehow?
Yeah, I think it was word of mouth by a place I used to work at, and a man there recommended me to your dad.
Yeah.
And then we sort of got introduced like that through your dad. I met you and your dad together.
We've always been as a like, well, me and particularly my dad, but as a company, we've kind of always been on a bit of a quest to find the right blacksmith.
Yeah.
And it's Bob.
So word of mouth.
Word of mouth led to, and then maybe it's a bit naughty, I don't know, but we've always had a specific handle, like what we deem as quite a tricky handle to make. It's very fine. It's a thumb latch.
Right.
It needs the right, so it shows whether someone's got the right eye for shape, and it's the delicacy and all the skill. And usually we just give it to them without much expectation and say, oh, can you make me one of those?
Right.
And then see what comes back.
So your dad met someone that knew of Bob? Or
Yeah.
referred him to
a friend
you?
of a friend of a friend, I'm sure.
Oh my God.
And then we gave Bob, like, oh, we've never tried Bob before, gave him a handle, and then he gave us back the handle, and I was like,
Oh my
I
God.
don't know which one's the real one or not. So
Crazy.
it's kind of like
From the
match
original,
made
right?
in heaven, yeah. Because for me, that's, we take a lot of steer from Bob on the how and the construction,
Right.
and the aesthetic as well. But then we've also got a really strong opinion on the aesthetic.
You give him the direction that you like, and he's got the experience and all the experience of having done it before.
Yeah.
To say, hey, you can't do that. This is the way it would look like.
Much the same that Austin's timber needs to be the way the type of timber it is for it to look right. It's no use making a medieval style door and then not putting something fitting on it, and that's where Bob's expertise is second to none.
All I was going to say is it sounds complicated, but it's very easy to do stuff for Ben because they just want top quality. So when you got people who are not wanting that, that's when it's awkward.
It can
It's
be
awful, right? Yeah.
cost-based, can't it? So
Yeah.
if you're happy to say, look, I appreciate this takes more time for it to look the way it does, and it's going to cost a bit more. Please, if that's the only hurdle, well,
Right.
happy days.
Right. It's quantifiable still.
Exactly.
Yeah,
If
right.
someone can't do it and they want to charge more money, then that's a problem. But when you can do it, and it's just a question of, well, it's going to cost a bit more money because it takes more time, we're fine with that.
Right.
And yeah.
Can we just take a look at the hinges that you made for the door that we just saw at
Oh yeah.
Jack Badger?
So they saw the actual doors in the workshop
Right.
going on.
Yeah.
So as far as the mount, this would be the bottom piece,
Yeah.
right? Then
That would get
that would be the hinge.
driven into the frame.
So that's going to be driven into some frame. This has got to come into here,
Yeah.
and then the gate's going to swing on that. So now you're going to have to adhere that to the door.
Yeah.
So this is going to be the stable piece, and you're going to have to raise that door and slide it, because once this pin is in,
Yeah. You lift the door on and drop it in.
right?
So
That's some pretty big steel. What diameter steel is that?
35 millimeters.
35 mil. Okay.
Yeah, it's a hefty
And then
pin.
this little feature at the bottom.
yeah, that's support. So also what you tend to have typically on these kind of hinges is one of the pins is longer than the other.
Right.
And the reason for that is because when you're lifting a very heavy door on and off, if you're trying to line up 2 pins and 2 holes at the same time, it's twice as hard. So if one's longer, you get the longer one on first, locate it slightly, then you can look at the other one and drop it on. So it's a tiny little trick.
Yeah.
It's a historic trick. It's not a new thing. It's there for a reason. It's to assist you getting it on.
I would never know that until you said that.
But and then these handles are a bit special as well, because as you that is the that's the board detail on the door. So it's got a peaked board, a pitched board.
I don't know if you can see that.
And that's why that is
Oh, that's why that's shaped like that to receive that.
So it sits over the. So we've made this board and given it to Bob as a template, and then he's dressed this to that for us.
Right, that's going to come through.
Yeah,
and that'll be the handle for the door.
Yeah, so it'll all still turn, but it's got a back on it. It's, I think my favorite type of jobs with Bob are, we're going to see them tomorrow actually, and you made us some medieval roves, didn't you?
Oh yeah.
Which again, I didn't really know. I knew what, I'd taken photos of some real ones, didn't know what they were called, showed Bob, and then Bob gives me a history lesson on it, which is great, and explains how they work. So then we designed the door to incorporate Bob's knowledge. And then the great bit was they were hot riveted together. So we'd heat them up to cherry, pop them through the door, and they're kind of like a bar with a head on one side and a washer on the back, like a square decorative washer. And you drop it all through, put the washer on, and then it's glowing, so you rivet it on. So Bob came to the workshop, and I got to go on one side with a sledgehammer, and he was on the other side.
Rivet it together.
It was just
mushroomed it.
It's nice. I like it when two worlds collide. You know.
You could hear, when the rivet went cold, you could hear it contracting all.
Yeah,
right.
It was creaking tight.
That's so cool.
It was. They're an amazing fixing.
Yeah.
They're great. It was a lovely job.
Bob's projects consist of an intricate array of smaller components which are carefully welded together to form the final product. As unassuming as Bob's workshop may look, he has worked on some very noteworthy properties, including Malvern Train Station, Angelcroft Hotel in Lichfield, Stewart House at Pembroke College in Cambridge, and the Forbes House in Belgravia, which was the first £300 million private home in London. Thanks for watching the video. And if you'd like to see Bob Garlick in the full Jack Badger episode, click here. Or if you'd like to see some other episodes, click over here. Either way, see you soon.